Hello guys, Corvus here. I'm going to give you some tips to do the Conquest worlds apart. In normal mode it's called boss mode, and you will be seeing this Conquest from time to time in order to do some steps of your season journey. The easiest way to do this normally will be with a group. However, if it's not convenient for you, for whatever the reason, you can do this solo. Okay, so the requirements for this: in normal or hardcore mode, you need to be at least on Torment 10, and you need to kill certain bosses in 20 minutes or less from the start of the game. So once you start the game, the counter starts. So this is the list of the bosses that you have to kill. Pretty much all the bosses. I think the only one that you need to avoid will be Bidian. But Belial, definitely. Cool, definitely. Magda, definitely. That's on Act 2. On Act 1, Kunarnai, Butcher, Skeleton King, yes. On Act 3, the Siegebreaker, Gum, Asmodan, Sidaya, yes. Act 4, Isual, Diablo, Rakanov, yes. Act 5, Malthael, Urshile, and Adria. Actually, you need to be aware of mainly Adria and Malthael, because also Urshile. So yeah, definitely Act 5 could be the place to start if you are having a hard time finding any of these three. Malthael is not that difficult once you get familiar with the map. You just have to pretty much run and teleport. However, these two, the map can be a little bit like a labyrinth. It's not that straightforward. So if you start with any of these two, actually start with these two, and you are having troubles, it will be better to just restart the game. You do need to finish this boss kills within 20 minutes from the start of the game to get the achievement. I'm going to give you a build that I recommend with the Barbarian using Frenzy. The Frenzy set to do this. Hopefully you will be able to do this on the first try, and if you have friends, you can just team up and divide the axe to get this done faster. However, if it's a problem for you to get a group right now, for whatever the reason, you can do this solo. Okay, so I'm going to be using a video that I recorded previously to tell you what you can use. I'm also going to be playing pretty much all the video in faster speed, so you can get an idea of what you can expect using this build. So for your weapon, you want an Echoing Fury. This, along with the Savages set, the Francis set, is going to give you a lot of movement speed, and that's what we want. We want to move really fast in order to kill all these bosses by ourselves within this 20-minute timer, because we're going to be using the shout to scare the enemies, and we are going to be using this ring, the Rachel ring of larceny. Every time we fear something, we're going to have more speed, definitely needed for this build. We're going to be using all the set pieces of the Savages set. I recommend diamonds for the chest, the helm, and the pants, the best ones you have. As you can see here, I wasn't done collecting diamonds when I did this video, but that didn't matter, it was enough. And yeah, on the helm, to reduce cooldowns, because we want to have Berserker as much as possible to improve movement speed, damage, resistance, everything. Okay, for the belt, and this is mandatory, we have the Undisputed Champion, and this is basically going to make Frenzy really valuable. It's going to get the effect of all the runes. One of those runes also gives us speed whenever we are damaging monsters. Okay, for the offhand, you want the Oathkeeper, not the Storm Shield, and also the Bastion's Revered Axe, Frenzy will do area damage. So in this case, you definitely want the Oathkeeper on your offhand, and in the cube you want the Bastion's Revered. Really mandatory. For the other ring and the neck, I recommend to you the Endless Web combo. You will be doing more damage if you stand still. In this case, since you're going to be using the Frenzy ability, your damage is going to skyrocket. And whenever you are moving, you are going to have more resistance, so this is definitely going to help you. One of the gems that I'm recommending here is Boon of the Hoarder. This will help you to get money, at least rank 25. Whenever you pick up gold, you are going to be moving faster. On the other ring, you can use the Simplicity Strength gem. This will give you a heal every time you hit something, and also increase the damage of Frenzy. So Frenzy is going to be super overpowered. And finally, on the gem, I recommend to you the Breath of Lightning legendary gem, at least rank 25. This is going to help you a lot with movement speed. You're going to be not so much reliant on the damage that it does, but whenever it gets activated, you're going to have a burst of speed. So really useful. On the cube also, you want for the armor, you want to select the West Asian Arm Guards. This will give you a burst of speed every time you break something. And since you're going to be doing area damage and also using the Breath of Lightning gem, you're going to be breaking a lot of stuff and get that boost to be able to move faster. On the final slot for the cube, you can select pretty much anything you like. Flavor of Time could be really good. Also, if you select, for example, the average band, it's going to help you increasing the radius of your gold pickup and also movement speed, because we're using the Boon of the Hoarder gem. So that's going to help. Alright, for Frenzy, doesn't matter the rune, just be sure to put that as your main click. Because we have that belt, we're going to have the effects of all the runes. However, if you have an increase for a certain element on your bracers, select that rune. If you don't have anything like that, it doesn't matter. The other click, you are going to be using Threatening Shout, Falcon rune. With the effect of the set, this is not going to make 25% more damage, it's going to double that, 50% more damage, and the cooldown is really low, so it's going to help a lot to kill things really fast. We're going to be using Sprint, Marathon rune. We're going to be generating a lot of Fury, so you can pretty much spam this every 4 seconds. Battle Rage, Ferocity rune. This is going to give you a little bit more movement speed. Definitely appreciate it. Also, it's going to give you more damage. Warcry Impunity. This will give you some Fury. If you're missing Fury for whatever reason, you can use it, even if it's with the effect still, because it lasts 4 minutes with the effect of the set. And also, it's going to double the resistances. So instead of 20%, you're going to get 40% of resistances. That's why also I'm recommending the Diamond Gems. Wrath of the Berserker, in this case, doesn't matter because you get the benefit of all the runes. However, if you get that extra damage on your bracers, it could be a good idea to select that. If that extra damage matches your Frenzy ability, even better. For the passive abilities, Nerves of Steel, if you are on hardcore. If you are not playing on hardcore, select whatever you want. Pound of Flesh, this will give us movement speed, rampage, a lot of damage. Boon of Vulcados, it's going to be reducing the time for Wrath of the Berserker mainly, and we want to activate that as much as possible. Alright, the other very important thing about this build is that you need to set a force standstill key. I would recommend the spacebar. If you are just pressing your mouse button on top of a monster to apply the Frenzy skill, it's going to work. However, if the mob is moving, it's not going to work really well. So if you press this key and then use the ability, it's going to be attacking even if the mob is not exactly there. It's going to be attacking in that direction. So you are pretty much going to be pressing space quite often. whenever you are at a melee range of something that you want to kill, press the skill while pressing space and you will be able to kill it. Sorry if you already knew this, but I've seen some people struggling with this kind of builds just because they don't know how to apply it. So you can give it a try with a couple of maps before you actually do the run if you are not that familiar. But yeah, just be sure to be pressing space or whatever key you like to stand still and use the ability. Otherwise, if the mob starts running and you are just trying to use the ability by pressing on top of him, you are going to be chasing him and it's not going to be very effective. And finally, I'm going to leave you with the video of the run. I'm going to speed that a little bit so it doesn't take that much time. Alright guys, thank you very much for watching. Please leave a comment, leave a like. If you don't like, please let me know why, what I can improve. Also, if you subscribe, really appreciate it. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.